Hi. So, I'm guessing you're watching this video because of the title, How to Lose Weight, mostly for B-types. And, well, that's pretty much what I'm going to talk about. Now, before I really get into this, I want to clarify I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a professional. I didn't study health studies in college or anything like that. This is all just what I did in my own spare time to figure out how on earth do you lose weight. And this is just what worked for me. So if you end up doing something that I'm going to be talking about and you hurt yourself, don't blame me for your trouble. I'm just here saying what I hope will be useful to some people, and perhaps if it doesn't actually end up working for you exactly, this will maybe give you a springboard, something to go on. So that's pretty much what this is. So if you end up hurting yourself, don't sue me or something stupid. So this is just what worked for me, and well, without further ado, I'm going to talk. Let's get down to brass tacks on how to lose weight. So the first thing is, how did I gain weight? And that's actually, I gained weight and I've lost weight twice now, within the space of about a year. Not 2 years, about 2 years, almost. So what happened was, during college, I gained a lot of weight because I was eating out a bunch. My studies were extraordinarily intensive. I was in math. I was lucky if I ate at home. That's how busy I was all the time. It was pretty brutal. Got out of math afterwards. That was really good. So, the way I gain weight gain is caused by predominantly 2, maybe 3 or 4 things. Now, the 3 and the 4 things, I say maybe 3 and 4 because I'm not exactly sure if 3 and 4 are the same culprit or if they're 2 distinct culprits, separate from the other 2. It's a little complicated, but so here's how people gain weight. This is how I gain weight. First, I ate a lot of refined carbohydrates. Now, refined carbohydrates are things like bread, cookies, potato chips, cornbread, corn syrup and sodas, and all those things. French fries, also refined carbohydrates. Those are the types of products that have refined carbohydrates in them. Some candy as well. I'm sure Three Musketeers has some refined carbohydrates in it. And so, whenever I ate out, among the many times that I did, I went to Dairy Queen or Burgerville, Subway, any of those fast food joints where they have refined carbs as part of the meal. And as a good part of the meal too. French fries, man, French fries. And then there was, what else was there? No, see, that's about it for refined carbs, I have to say. And then there's sugar. So sugar, that's kind of self-explanatory. Cookies, candies, soda, crystallized pineapple, candy corn, or corn candy, whatever it is. Three Musketeers, you bet. Snickers, oh yeah. Snickerdoodle cookies, which are really, really good. You betcha. Sugar cookies, kind of self-explanatory. So I ate all those kinds of things. Oh, ice cream. Definitely ice cream. Don't forget the ice cream. All those things basically they all have sugar, and I ate a lot of it. And it was a really big mistake. Now, the third and the fourth thing are, again, I'm not sure if they're really the same culprit or if they're different. Like I said, I'm not a dietitian. I'm not an expert. But from what I can tell, I would treat them as 2 distinct things, and if they're the same thing, well, you know better than I do. So the third and the fourth things are yeast and bad bacteria. Now, yeast, is, I believe that's bread products, right? And what ends up happening what actually ends up happening is that, carbs and sugar are good for you. To an extent. They give you a certain little energy boost, but you don't need a lot of them, and most people eat a lot of them. So what happens is, when you eat the carbs and the sugar, you're sending, from the carbs at any rate, you're sending down yeast to your system. And in the part of your system that's called the gut, I'm not sure if that's like the stomach or the intestines or both, the yeast basically takes up PR. It just sticks around. And the sugar, I think, does too. And certainly the bad bacteria. So, all foods have some kind of bacteria. It's good or it's bad. Or maybe in between. So, what ends up happening is the yeast, the sugar, the bad bacteria, that all just takes up PR in your system and just is rooted there. And if you keep feeding your body a lot of it, it's going to stay there. Now, think of it like a flower garden. You have flowers, the good bacteria in your system. And then you have the weeds that come right on in. The seeds are planted and the weeds sprout up. And ta-da, your flower garden is now a weed garden, and the weed garden is like the fat, basically. And the bad bacteria and the yeast and the sugar that's in your system that is causing you to not only gain but retain that weight. So that's like the best analogy I can think of. That's pretty much what happens on the inside of your body. And that's why you gain weight. Now, some people's bodies distribute the weight more appropriately than others. Mine all went down to the stomach, and so I looked like I was slightly pregnant for a while. It was awkward. So, how you lose weight then? Well, how you lose weight is like this. The first time I lost weight was less complicated. All I had to do was quit eating all the bad foods. No more bread, corn chips, potato chips, sugars, sodas, candy, cookie, cake, Subway, Dairy Queen, Burgerville, any burger joint really, and any of that stuff. I just didn't eat any of it. Cool. I lost all my weight in about 3 months. So what I eat instead? What I ate instead is meats, fruits, vegetables, and dairy. Some dairy. I'm lactose intolerant, but I can have cheese because the aging process in cheese, the lactose, whatever it is, the lactase stuff in cheese eventually just dies away because of the aging process. No problem. And because I just stayed on that diet, cooked my own food, I was very careful with it, and I had a lot of fruits and a lot of vegetables, I lost all my weight. Almost all of my weight. But I lost so much of it to the point where my pants were just falling down. And I didn't want to go buy another bunch of jeans, so I just put on a belt. Thank goodness for the guy who invented belts. He should win a Nobel Peace Prize. Posthumously. Because I'm sure he's dead by now. He should still get it though. So, that's how I lost my weight. And that's how I gained my weight, and that's how I lost it. Now the second time I gained weight, it was through the same process. And it happened because I had to do a lot of traveling, unfortunately. And a lot of the traveling was kind of unexpected. So, but I did travel anyway. So, I traveled a bunch. And the second time, I just went cold turkey again when my schedule stabilized. But I wasn't losing any weight. And I was like, well, that's weird. And that's why I learned more about the yeast and the bacteria and the sugar just taking up PR. And so then I said, okay, well, if that's there, how do you get rid of it? Apple cider vinegar. This is the part that may not work for A blood types. If you look in the blood type book for A's, you will find out that A blood types are not supposed to have apple cider vinegar, and I know that other people have had bad effects from it. Headaches, that kind of stuff. Again, this is the part where it's kind of like B specific, but maybe if another blood type is able to have apple cider vinegar, not A's, like maybe the O's can have apple cider vinegar, I don't know. This is the part where it's more for B's. So what I did was, I drank 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar every day. 2 tablespoons, that was it. If you are not wanting the acidic feeling of, acid basically going down your throat, I would recommend diluting it in a cup of water. Or maybe you can split it up, 1 tablespoon in 1 cup of water in the morning and another tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in water at night. I don't know. I prefer to just do it 2 in one go. In fact, nowadays I actually take it straight. I get a 2 tablespoon measure, I pour in the apple cider vinegar, take it down. And it's acid, it's weird, but you lose weight. And the reason that happens is because the apple cider vinegar is like weed killer. And I like to call it acid because that sounds cool, and it kind of is an acid, so what happens is the apple cider vinegar goes down and it goes through your system just like any other food, right? Or liquid, I guess. And what it does is it destroys the yeast, the bacteria, the bad bacteria, and the sugar. Like, it just goes in there. It's like weed killer. It just eliminates it, blows it to hell. And because of that, I actually lost all my weight in a much shorter amount of time. I think I lost all my weight in about 2 months. I'm still losing some, but there's not a whole lot left. I don't look pregnant anymore. So that's cool. A lot flatter than I was. So the apple cider vinegar is basically the weed killer. It's acid. It just goes in there and just destroys. It just wrecks all the yeast and the sugar and the bad bacteria. It just wrecks it. So it's just great. That's what you want to happen. Now, the only thing I don't know about is whether it destroys the good bacteria as well. So what I would recommend doing, what I am kind of doing now, is I am taking probiotic capsules from health food stores. I go there, buy a probiotic capsule, which have 5 million good flora, or 5 billion good flora in there, cultures that, live cultures that will, keep your system healthy. So, that's what I do, that's what I've done, and with doing all those things, I've lost my weight, and, twice, I gained weight twice, and I lost weight twice. And it's really nice. I'm back to using belts again, although this time the belts are not as useful as they used to be. So I think I may have actually lost more weight this time than I did before. I guess to recap, basically just stop eating all the bad foods and eat meats, fruits, vegetables, and dairy if you can. What I do is I have eggs and bacon and toast. Now, there's actually one thing that is specific to bees. I don't know if it goes with everybody else, but I can have Ezekiel bread because that's like unsprouted or sprouted grain. I don't know. And that's actually not harmful. I have not had any harmful effects. I haven't gained any weight while having Ezekiel bread. There have been other side effects of Ezekiel bread, so Ezekiel bread's okay. And I prefer to get the one with the or the spelt or flax seeds on the crust of it, extra little benefits. Eggs and bacon, yeah. Eggs and bacon is actually healthy for you. Just don't burn your bacon. I get a pork sausage from Fred Meyer. I get half a pork sausage or 1/3 of a pork sausage, half or a whole can of beans, depending on how much you want to eat. And I cook those I chop up the pork sausage, cook it with the beans, and I put a layer of lettuce on it, a layer of cheese, and then a layer of salsa. And it is a big, filling, healthy, that dish is really addicting, actually. I like to have it a lot. And that's basically what I do. I just eat all natural, really. I don't eat man-made stuff. In fact, I was looking through a nutritional healing book once, just thumbing through it, and I saw this thing on hemorrhoids where it says that mankind is the only mammal or something, or the only creature on this earth that suffers hemorrhoids. And it kind of makes me think, because we're the only creature that ever made food that would kill us ultimately, Well, so there you go. But if you eat all natural, then you shouldn't have any problems. And well, there you go. That's the secret. My secret, my way of losing weight. Again, I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a professional. This is what I did in my spare time to lose weight. And I hope if it I hope that works for you, and if it doesn't, maybe this will give you a springboard to jump off of to, kind of get you into the know of all those online forums where people talk about health benefits and all natural stuff. So, that's what worked for me. Hope it worked for you. Have a good day. Bye.